is best for the city and the safety of the citizens of Rushford. And for the business.
And I certainly don't have any, issues with Wade either. As an officer, I'm sure he does a great job. I would like to suggest, though, that we table this until the next meeting. Give labor management time to meet with you and the administrator, and Cody, would be welcome too, I think, to attend, but to talk about and lay out a plan that's gonna be implemented regarding some of these things and some of these programs or issues that can't necessarily be broadcast, just for not secrets, but confidentiality. If we, could just talk about some of these programs, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
But I, like I said, I would like to table this until our next meeting, and I'll make that a motion. And if we can
Motion,
just,
do I got a second?
if we can just have that meeting, set up that meeting.
Motion, there a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Bunky, second by Mr. Colvin to table this until next meeting. Questions? In favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes. Thank you, Chief.
Okay.
We will
Thank you, guys.
be in touch.
Yep.
8E, consideration of entry into an agreement for grant and aid trail assistance, maintenance and grooming grant agreement for the Valley Crest Riders Snowmobile Club for the term of October 25th, 2013 to June 30th, 2014, in the amount of $18,902.40. The agreement is between the DNR and the city acting as sponsor for the agency to attach grant agreement.
Move to accept.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Bunky, second by Mr. Colvinson. Any questions?
That was a DNR grant, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes. Thank you. Let's move on to 8F. Consideration of adopting Resolution 2013-115, acknowledging a donation of $2,000 from Robert Hyam for large print books for the Rushford Public Library. See attached resolution, and thank you letter.
Move to accept the resolution 2013-115.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Dahl, second by Mr. Colvinson.
Just wondering if that should say state from the family of the, or from the Robert Hyam family. Seeing as how Mr. Hyam is deceased.
Excellent point.
Certainly we, thank the family for their donation.
It says thanks to the Hire family on the letter.
Yeah, in memory of Robert, I know he was an avid reader.
Should we amend it to say $2,000 from the Robert Hyam family? I think he's right. Kathy?
What do you think, Susan?
Yeah, it was the girls that contacted me. So
Still the family?
Certainly a fine gentleman. Will be missed.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. 8G, consideration of of adopting Resolution 2013-116, accepting the results of the general election as held on November 5th, 2013. See attached resolution, summary report, and election judge certification.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Colvinson, seconded by Mr. Dahl. Questions, comments, or otherwise? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes, thank you. 8H, consideration of approving, contingent upon approval by the EDA after the review at their regular meeting tomorrow, November 13th. The renewal of the contract for professional services with Community and Economic Development Associates, CEDA, at an annual cost of $28,274 for an average of 2 days per week. The price and hours of services are consistent with the contract, which has been in place with CEDA for several years, which was recently increased in the 2 days per week. The contract annual cost increased approximately 2% for 2014. When and if appropriate, the contract may be amended with a 30-day notice, the attached contract. Any objections?
None.
Making a motion to accept it then.
I move that we accept the CEDA and for the services provided.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Dahl, second by Mr. Bunky. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes, thank you. 8I, discussion on contracting mowing for 2014. I wasn't aware that's what we were gonna do.
Well, what I've come up with, and I took it off the timesheet here that they did from January to through June. I've got a sheet of paper here, you can follow through easily. Three of them. All right. Number one, why is Copley getting so many hours of overtime every week?
It's in his contract.
To get 20 hours a week,
A month, it
20 to
says.
30 hours a week?
This is a month.
It says 20 a month.
Well, it's supposed to be a week.
It's not getting 20 a week.
Huh?
It's not getting 20 a week.
Well, you read this here. You go through this here and you'll find out that he does. I had it all wrote down here, that he's getting them hours every week.
I think he probably didn't divide up if something was 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something, he probably just put down a 1.
Well, he's the only one that's getting the overtime.
Well, he's not being paid overtime, he's not putting down a lot of overtime. He's not being paid overtime, he takes his time and comp time, but it's not.
So then why is it showing up on the sheet here?
He's rounding it off. Kathy provides the public works overtime, twice a month? Once a month?
Yeah.
And I think it shows on there what
Yeah.
the actual numbers are.
Take Jeff on February or March. You add these your numbers across, how many hours worked. Then he's got 4 hours overtime here, 2, 1, 1. Every day it's almost consistent, he's got overtime. Why is he not giving it to the workers?